Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Prospector's Cache. I'm not sure what's going on with the live stream. It doesn't seem to be working correctly tonight. I've tried to, it says it's live, but I'm looking on YouTube and it's not live. So let me know in the comments if you guys are receiving this, and we'll keep going. Hello, everyone. I'm not sure what's going on. I've actually got two live streams going here, and it's kind of messing with me a little bit. So let me know if this is coming through. I think somehow I got the other live stream is not working correctly. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what I wanted to talk. It's recording here anyway, so we'll put the recording up if no one else can join. Uh, Looks like I've got 79 custom jigs on here. Tortega Lisa. Hello, guys. Uh, anyway, looks like a couple people joined on here. Tonight's pretty interesting because it's something that interests me. It's about gold mining, and I just wanted to talk a lot about what's been going on with, um, with me and everything on gold mining. I haven't done a lot of gold mining past few years, mainly because of health reasons, but I still love to do it. I still know a lot about it, and I've been doing it for years. And that's my hobby. For years and years and years, I did it on a professional level. And I just want to go back and show a little bit of what I did in the past, in case you guys don't know much about me. Uh, this is some pictures from the past. You'll see a picture on the left there is a picture of my wife, Deborah. She's sunbathing on the 8-inch dredge that we had on the Klamath River. And then you see on me, I'm checking the sluice box on the 8-inch dredge in the center picture. And we were doing some gold on a creek in Oregon during that time. And then you'll see a average day cleanup from an 8-inch dredge. Usually on an 8-inch dredge, I average between 3/4 of an ounce and 1.5 ounces a day. So that's about the normal what you can see on a dredge. You can find a lot more about it on my Prospector's Cash website, tomashworth.com. So if you go over there and check that out, that's a good source of information. I've got a lot of where to find gold information on that site. A lot of things like how to get gold, how to refine gold using aqua regia. A lot of things about how to get gold out of black sand without using mercury. Got a lot of good tips on that site. So go over there and check that site out. I think you'll enjoy it. And I think you really enjoy that site. One of the things that I always loved to do was go metal detecting for gold. And here's a group of guys that I used to go with all the time. This is in Nevada, a gold mine that we went to frequent a lot. We'd metal detect around here, and we'd find gold nuggets and quartz crystals and all kinds of interesting rocks, smoky quartz and stuff like that here at this location. And that was a lot of fun back in the day, metal detecting for gold in that area. Like I said, my passion has always been dredging for gold. And like I said, the 8-inch dredge there, you can look at that. That dredge weighs about 3,000 pounds, and we had to piece it into rivers and creeks to do anything with it that we did. So it was a lot of work, but a lot of fun, and we found a lot of gold doing that. And that's what I did for many, many years. And metal detecting gold for gold just came along because that was something that I thought was, thought was a lot of fun. And today's detectors, I mean, it used to be you had to go out and buy a $3,000 or $4,000 mine lab detector to do any good. But I've compared my XP-2 to my mine lab detectors of days of yore, and my DS2 works really good. And I'm going to show you that in a few minutes, and we'll go over some of the uh, things on that. Let me say hello to a few people here. Tortega Lisa, 79 Custom Jigs, NC Relic Hunters on here. And so we've got a few people on here. Silver Hunters on here. So hello everybody, and welcome to this gold prospecting live chat tonight. And if you guys got any questions about gold prospecting or mining, just let me know, because I know a lot about that stuff, and I'm sure I can answer any questions that you guys have about that. One thing I wanted to do tonight, I wanted to show XP come out with an update for their metal detector, and I want to talk some about that. But I want to go over some of the past finds that I've had metal detecting for gold, and I'll show you pictures of that. These are nuggets that I have found. You notice in the picture, in that blue picture there, the one that's got the blue in the center of it, right in the center of that, there, right above that big long nugget, there's a nugget in there they would call the Texas boot, because it looked like a boot. Kind of funny if you look at it. It looks exactly like a boot, and we thought that was a lot of fun, And Tortega Lisa says that she was born and raised in Jackson County, Oregon, the Medford area, been to Prescott, Arizona for years. Most of these nuggets that you're seeing here were found in Northern California and Oregon there. So I just want to let you know that that's the areas we found them in. And so, like I said, I love to, go gold metal detecting and stuff like that. And today I did something kind of neat. I wanted to test XP out and see if their update really did do anything. Hey, Southern Relic Adventures. I was testing out a detector today, and I upgraded from 1.1 to 2.0. And one of the features on there is XP says that 2.0 would be more sensitive to gold. So I'm going to play a little short video here that shows the test I did, and you guys might be surprised at this test on the that I did for the XP Deus 2, the upgrade to 2.0. The settings are exactly the same thing. Only thing I changed on these is quieting them down by adjusting the sensitivity to 90 on both of these. So here's the video. Hope you enjoy. Okay, guys, I got this metal detector set up with a sensitivity of 90 in the golden fill program. That's all I've changed, is the sensitivity to compensate for the EMI that I have out here. So we're going to test version 1.1 in the gold program. It's just stock gold fill program. We're testing the sensitivity on this 0.25 gram nugget. It's not even a gram. So this is a 1/4 gram nugget, sensitivity of 9. I'll switch back here to the thing. And I'm picking that up about 3 inches in the gold fill program. So you see the little nugget there on a stick? I can barely hit it at a 45, 42. Just coming in solid. You see there, sometimes this jumps around a little bit. Picks all the way to the end of the coil. Sorry for the bad filming here, but trying to get both of them 46. You hear the noise? Okay, that's what we got. About 3 inches of depth on version 1.1. I'm going to upgrade this detector to a later version, to version 2.0. It's supposed to be more sensitive to gold. We'll find out. Like I said, 1.1, getting about 3 inches of depth there. So we've upgraded to version 2.0 on this detector. And it looks like it's increased the depth quite a bit on our nugget. But I only get that 45, I get a 26. I'm not getting consistent numbers until I get down to about the same depth we had before. But I am picking it up probably 2 inches deeper. Yeah, so it's more sensitive. And especially when you get real close to it. So they did increase the sensitivity, it looks like. So that was a success. The size of that nugget that was in that video, there's a quarter in comparison to the size of that gold nugget. So, this is a pretty small gold nugget, and it's not very big at all. I mean, it's a little bit on the chunky side, but it's not very big. And years ago, metal detectors would not even find something like this. And I just wanted to show you guys a few other things here. We'll get on here, got some comments, and we'll get to those real quick before I show you the other thing I wanted to show you. And so NC Relic Hunters thinks there are some nice nuggets. I'm going to show you some here in just a second that I recovered. But one of the things I want to show you, I'm going to bring my detector up and we're going to turn it on, and I'm going to show you a couple things. I don't know if you can see the screen on this or not, but we'll turn it on anyway. This is that nugget that we ran earlier by here. And we'll turn this volume on. Okay, see how that one sounds? Well, I've got a bigger nugget here that I wanted to show. This is a 6-ounce nugget right here that was discovered using a metal detector. So that nugget there, if you look at the size of my hand, that's about how big a 6-ounce nugget is. So I'm going to run that underneath here. And I'm trying to hold this up and do it all at once without my... This is almost 10 inches away. But I wanted to show you what it reads on the screen. It's coming in as a low conductor, below 80. And this is a big nugget. So I wanted to show you that. And then another one I wanted to show you. Here, let me get this picked up. This is my detector's going crazy here. This is a gold vein in a rock right here. I don't know if you can see the gold vein or not, but there's a gold vein running through that rock. And you hear that? That's what a gold vein in a rock sounds like. And it's pretty low conductor as well. But I wanted to show you that even with big, pure 24 karat gold, typically the readings won't ever, on an XP-2, won't ever go above 80. I mean, so it's, big gold is just not going to read real high. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. The little piece of gold read anywhere from 25 up to 45, and the bigger nugget was reading around in the 70s most of the time, and then this gold vein in this quartz rock that was discovered with a metal detector. Anyway, it was something that only went up to I don't know, around 80 something. So even and it's probably got some silver in that because where it came from, there were silver veins in the area as well. So there's probably silver mixed with that gold in that big chunk of gold ore that I have. So and I found that gold ore in Silverton, Idaho. So that's a good. Just so you know where it come from. I know Tortuga Lisa says that she was in the Oregon area for a long time and Arizona. So those are some great places to use a metal detector. And when you're getting a detector out and you're really wanting to go looking for gold, you know, I always got a saying: if you want to find big gold, you got to go where big gold's been found. Same thing with bear hunting or elk hunting or anything. You got to go where the big ones have been found. If you want to find a big elk, you got to go where big elk are found. And the same thing holds true with gold mining. Here in Texas, it's all flour gold. So using a metal detector would be almost worthless here, except for one thing. We do have some silver veins here. So you could discover silver while you're out looking for gold. Um, if you wonder what I'm doing when I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the comments. My mic is kind of blocking the comments, and hopefully you guys can hear that. I trying to turn it around here so you can hear, but that's what excites me about gold mining is they come out with the new Extreme Hunter, and Southern Relic Adventures is doing a great job explaining about that new Extreme Hunter. I wish I could have one for a little while. I know where there are some gold veins in some mountains that in the old days, the prospectors they had to be an outcropping. It had to be something they could see, like a quartz outcropping on top of the ground. Um, so now, with the modern metal detectors, they may have missed a gold vein that was running out of the ground by just a few inches because they couldn't see the quartz outcropping. You could walk around those areas probably with today's a nice ferrous, non-ferrous type detector two-box system, which XP is the only one got one that's a two-box system. Um, that would be, you know, something that I think that would be good, and maybe Southern Relic Adventures can expand on that. He has live streams going on all the time, and go to his channel, check out his thing on the new XP Extreme Hunter. They're doing an awesome job testing that thing, and they got some new videos coming out. So just go do it. Just go look at it. It's worth looking at. He's a great guy. He supports my channel, and I try to give him all the support that I possibly can. And I really do appreciate him and everybody else that's on here. I really appreciate my subscribers. And just with that being said, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I kind of went over everything I wanted to go over. I wanted to just answer some questions that people have if you're curious about gold mining. And also, I wanted to mention that on less than a month away, we're giving away a $170 pen pointer, an XP MI6 pen pointer, a brand new one for somebody for a nice Christmas gift. And all you have to do is go to the website there, and I'll run a banner across there. To win it, you go there to the Prospectors Cash channel and watch the video on the giveaway there that's on the main face of the channel. And you can enter to win the MI6 pen pointer. And you can't beat that. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. Just go there and put a comment in the comments, and we'll allow you entered into the contest, and we'll be having a live drawing on our live stream for that MI6 pinpointer. And I always give something away. I mean, we gave away a Mind Lab Xterra Pro September 1st, and I'm not sure what I'm giving away, but right before spring break, I'm going to give another nice giveaway. And so you guys just go check it out. Subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the subscriptions and everything, all the support people's done. And I don't really have a whole lot more to say. I'll just show you some of the gold nuggets once again, and then we'll show you my early days of what I did dredging for gold. And like I said, that big dredge, we would go through about 12 gallons of fuel a day in that thing, and we would average about anywhere from 3/4 of an ounce to an ounce of gold. This is one cleanup out of that dredge, and we did that every day. And that was something that I did for years and years and years. I mean, everybody always asks me what's the most gold I ever found. And the answer to that is in 1985, me and three other guys went to Chicken, Alaska with an 8-inch dredge and stayed up there for 3 months. We were camped in an old Army tent, and we ate nothing but beans and salmon for 3 months. And we had nothing to drink but water straight out of the river that we purified. And that was it. Beans, salmon, and water out of the river. That was all we had to eat and stuff. And we worked our fanny off with that 8-inch dredge. And we pulled 848 ounces for that summer. And I found my share of that was 212 ounces. And that was the best year that I had. And then in 1994, I hit a pocket of gold on the Salmon River in Northern California that had 110 ounces in there. So those are my best years of gold mining. On average, I probably averaged about 25 ounces a year. And so that was my average when I was dredging gold all the time. So it was a lot of fun. Most of the gold I found weren't as big nuggets as we found. Big nuggets are unusual, and usually the best way to find those obviously is with a metal detector. Well, thank you, Tortega Lisa. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. And MI6 is a great pinpointer. You're right, NC Relic Hunter. It's a fantastic pinpointer. And so I got a great question here, and this is kind of funny. NC Relic Hunters asked me, have you ever had any close calls with wildlife out by camping? Yes, if you go up in Alaska where I was at, every one of us, I carried a 44 mag, a 629 44 mag. Two of the guys had a 45, and one guy had a 40 caliber, and we never left our tent without one. And it never got, the sun never set. It was always, it'd get dim, but it never set up there in the summer. And I remember one day I was on the dredge, just sitting on the dredge, being the rock man and cleaning up the dredge when things would get stuck and bound up on the sluice box. And my friend Jimmy, he was diving, and I looked up at the tent, and the other two guys were sound asleep. We were working in shifts. We were working 2 guys per shift, and they were up in the tent, and they were sleeping. And I look up the hill, and I see a bear cub up there. And this bear cub went wandering into the tent. I mean, like I said, it was an old Army tent that just had the flaps on it. And the bear cub wandered into the tent with them other 2 guys sleeping. And I just heard this commotion like you wouldn't believe. And the bear come running out the front of the tent. And and I saw one guy going out the back of the tent, and there was no door there. Later, we found out he had grabbed his Bowie knife and cut a hole, just ripped right through the thing, just ripped the whole back of the tent apart, running out the tent. And then the other guy that was in there with him, he got so messed up. He was in his sleeping bag. He turned his cot over and landed in the urinal that we were using that was beside the bed. So that's a funny story that we had with a bear up there. Um, that was that was funny, but I'm glad it you know uh, was one of them things that didn't somebody get hurt. It was just something we laughed about. Uh, oh, Lynx Creek in Prescott. You know what, Lisa? I went there to Prescott, and I've mined on Lynx Creek before. I actually dredged on it before. Um, because of where it's at, and that's the only place that has water, that creek is hit very hard. You do better out in the desert, I think, in Arizona than you do along any of the rivers, mainly because the water is easier to work than any other method like dry washing and stuff like that. So people, um, people, love to do that. Southern Relic Adventure said, "Would love to find some nuggets. I know dredging is a lot of work." You're right. It's a lot of work. Think about this: you're moving boulders and throwing rocks for roughly 10 to 12 hours a day. And when I did that, I'll tell you, I did it pretty solidly up to my late 50s, and I weighed under 100, 200 pounds, that whole time, and I was solid as a rock. And now, uh, 70s, I'm not doing so well as far as weight's concerned. So it's a great exercise. I didn't need no gym when I was mining. I mean, I mined gold all year long. We would mine in the snow even. So we'd put, wetsuits on and water heaters and go dredging for gold all winter long. So, uh, so we dredged a lot. And NC Relic Center says that is scary. Yeah, that was scary. The bear was story. I got another bear story of mine if you guys want to hear it. Me and Jimmy LeBuzz, we were up in New Hampshire. Excuse me, we were in Vermont. It was Bridgewater, Vermont. And we'd been dredging with a little dredge, a 4-inch dredge on a creek up there, Bridgewater Creek. And anyway, Jimmy was down in the hole dredging, and I was tending the dredge. And I finally jumped down the water to give him a hand moving some boulders. And as I come up with a boulder, I saw this bear standing on the edge of the creek, right there watching what we were doing. So the hole was about 10 foot deep. So I just went right back down to the bottom and told Jimmy to surface, and he stuck his head up and saw the bear. And we just kept going and just kind of ignored the bear, and the bear went away. Well, that night we were sitting around the campfire and talking about the bear and laughing about it. And, we went to bed, and Jimmy had an old van that he was in, and he had a cot that was above the fender well, and I slept on the floor of the van in a sleeping bag. And and it was hot that night. It was August, and in Vermont, and it was really hot. So, I was sleeping in my underwear on top of the sleeping bag, and I had my feet kind of hanging out the back of the van. And Jimmy was on his cot, and the sun started coming up, and I felt something it felt like it licked my feet. And I looked up and saw two of the biggest, blackest eyes you've ever seen down there licking my feet. And I yelled, "Bear!" Well, Jimmy's on that cot, and he jumps up and hits his head on top of the van and splits his head wide open, has to have stitches in his head. And this girl was standing there calling her black lab back because she was scared to death at one guy's all bloody and one guy's screaming bear, and we're standing there in our underwear, and this young girl's calling her black lab. She'd walked up that trail with her lab, and the lab just come over and licked me on the feet and startled me, and I scared yelled bear. And to this day, Jimmy says, Jimmy says, you see any bears lately, Ashworth? So to this day, it's a running joke between me and Jimmy about the bears and running across that bear and up in Vermont. But I've dredged for gold all over North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and I've metal detected for gold in all those places. So it's it's kind of funny, the things that you run across. I mean, we've had hornets' nest. We dredged underneath a big tree that was rotten one time, and it fell into the creek. Well, the hornets were all in that tree, and that was kind of funny. So that was another story. We almost set the woods on fire trying to burn them hornets out of that tree. Lucky thing for us, we had a dredge with the two big water pumps on it that we could put the fire out. So that was kind of funny. Hi, Ben. Welcome to the show. Ben's on here. All right. I love it when we get more people. Got 79 custom jigs on here, as you guys know. David, he's one of my best friends, and me and him go hunting a lot. And he's a happy papa. He just had 8 babies. So that's a long story, but he's got 8 new babies in his family. So happy to have David on here. Well, hi, Ben, and glad to have you on here, like I said. And I got 1,000 stories to tell about gold mining. I mean, you don't mine for over 25 years and not have a bunch of mining stories. I mean, stories with people getting into poison oak and they didn't know it was poison oak. And you have stories of dredge falling off a cliff one time and breaking my ribs and breaking my leg. And I have stories about getting swept away in rapids on the Klamath River and getting washed 2 miles down the stream before I could get out of the river. There's a lot of things went on that were dangerous, and a lot of things that I laugh about to this day. A lot of strange things that I've seen. There was a time when that Deborah gets mad about it. Our boys, I got twin boys, and they were 15 years old, and they were on the dredge with me on the 8-inch dredge, and they were helping me work. And here come a whole raft full of girls, but these girls, none of them were wearing the tops to their bikinis. So I felt the air hose tugging on me, and I surfaced, and my sons were pointing at these girls that were floating by in this raft. And my wife did not forgive me for months over that. Every time she says, "Well, there you go, looking at naked girls again." And I got 2 15-year-old boys, and they're like saying, "Dad, look." And, I didn't know what was up there. Well, I just knew something was going wrong because they were tugging on my air hose, and I felt like I needed to surface, see what was going on. And I kind of wish I hadn't, but that's what I found one time. And that's another story. My 15-year-old sons, that was their first exposure to girls on the river, I think. But we've had a lot of stories like that happened over the years, and gold mining's been good to me. I've developed this hobby of metal detecting. I've stayed with mining for years and years and years. And I don't care if you're digging up, rocks, crystals, I don't care if you're digging up, agates. I don't care what you're digging up, as long as you're getting out, enjoying getting something out of the ground. I think that's the best kind of hobby you can have. I mean, Southern Relic Ventures and NC Relic Hunter, they are really into the relics, and these guys have got some awesome finds. Me, on the other hand, my relic finds, I've got a few three ringers and a few, you know, uh, buckles and things like that I found from Civil War sites, but not like these guys. These guys got tons of that kind of stuff. That they would throw away the stuff I've got, but I still enjoy my stuff that I found. Um, Relic hunting, even though I'm not really a relic hunter anymore. I'm mostly a gold jewelry recovery guy. I do it in the rivers, and the same thing holds true for jewelry in rivers. That hold true for gold nuggets. They always wash down river till they find a crack and crevice in bedrock, and that's where they hang out. So if you want to find gold rings in rivers with a metal detector, you go to a crack and crevice in bedrock, and that's where you look. I mean, they look for the biggest obstacle they can find and hide behind it. And that's the same with gold nuggets. They typically wash downstream, and you know, and basically anchor themselves to the first crack they find. Hence, that's the reason riffles and sluice boxes work. Is their riffles are the first thing that a gold nugget can hide behind. So that's a reason that you look behind stuff for gold and stuff jewelry, especially if you're in the rivers, like here in Texas that flood a lot. The best gold's usually behind something that's big. So and that includes gold rings and gold jewelry and gold powder that we find along the Llano River. So those are some excellent tips for new people that are out there. Is always look behind the biggest obstacle you can find, and that's where you'll find the gold. And like I said, I don't care if it's gold. It's and silver too. I mean, silver's pretty heavy. It's not as heavy as gold, but typically obstacles collect heavy stuff. And the good thing about looking behind obstacles, you don't find the aluminum, because aluminum's light and it washes away. So when you're looking for stuff, always try to look and find heavy objects. Where if you start finding rusty nails, that's a place to dig in, because nails are relatively heavy. So always look behind heavy objects. That's a tip I can give you. And also on this Deus 2, if you notice, I was using the prospecting mode. That thing is really, really good. And if you're looking to find really small stuff, man, look, if you look at that little nugget I had, I mean, that thing is so small. It's just compared to a quarter. This thing is nothing compared to a quarter. So look, compare the size of that, and if if the Deus 2 will pick that up 5 inches deep, then that's totally amazing that you got detectors that sensitive today. And I just think that today's detectors outperform. I mean, I know my Deus 2 outperforms my old MineLab detector that I had. So I had a MineLab GPX 3100, I believe it was, and that detector was a good gold machine. But heck, this XP Deus 2 totally outperforms it. So technology is a lot better today than it used to be. And Lisa says, I found my first button last time metal detecting at an old foundation in the mountains. Well, that's awesome. I haven't really found a lot of buttons. I guess, I don't know how to find them, and I need to learn that more from NC Relic Hunter and Southern Relic Adventures. They've got a great relic program that I've actually modified, and I use it for my diving program now. So, and I'm not into the program stuff, guys. I'm a firm believer that I find a program it's based off of something you like and stick with it on the dais. For instance, I use all of my programs are based off of sensitive full tones, and I use full tones for everything. I've tried pitch, and I'm not really a fan um, of pitch, so I use sensitive full tones pretty much for everything except for when you're going to seated hunt. I use mono 8 kilohertz for a seated hunt. When I go to beaches, I use beach sensitive program. And then when I'm prospecting, I use the prospecting mode. And I got to tell you, prospecting mode works great. If you're looking for small gold, you won't beat it. And you can hear every piece of iron. You hear everything. It separates really good. And I can't recommend it high enough. It's just it's a great detector for looking for small gold uh, pieces. I was thinking me and David went looking for an earring that's real small, and I probably should have used the gold program for that earring, and we never found it. And I'd like to go back and take a look for it one of these days, maybe with the with the gold program, because it was 1 carat perfect diamond strong. Uh, I think of the XP Deus 2. The more you talk about it, Tom, might have to get me one. Well, I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, it's an expensive detector. If you're going to use it underwater, I suggest you get the full XP Deus 2. If you're just going to use it for hunting on land, Lisa, you don't have to go that route. You can get the WS6 Master unit. And uh, also am a big fan of the Nocta Legend detector. I think that's a great value of a detector right now. So it just depends on your budget. I would take the Legend and the XP Deus 2 over anything else in that price range right now. And I think most everyone would agree with me on that. Well, I don't have a lot more on here, guys, and I really do appreciate everybody showing up. I hope you guys like and subscribe this. I really, on my YouTube channel, I really need to get more watch time. So if you guys have some time and want to set your phone aside, I I would really love it if you would spend some time, watch some of my videos, get me some watch time, and uh, help me out there. I really would appreciate it because I'm trying to grow this channel and reach a good audience. And we're just starting out. I've only been doing this since May, so I'm kind of new to all this. So we've had a huge amount of growth in just 4 months. So I think we're doing pretty good. Hi, Sonny Coley. Welcome. You're a little bit late. I'm about to sign off here, and I hope you go back and watch the whole video. I think there was some good information on here about gold prospecting. If you're ever interested in gold prospecting, with a metal detector or with an XP Deus 2, I think I show some interesting stuff on here. I show some of my gold finds over the years. And I really love this rock. I'm going to show you guys this before I get off here really close. Shine a light on it so maybe you can see it a little bit better. But I don't know if we get a light shining on it, but it don't glare. Can you guys see the gold vein right there running through that? That's the darker areas where the gold is. So I'm trying to show you. You can kind of see the gold vein there. It's the whole vein that runs right through that rock. And that's the one that was setting that Deus 2 off a lot. I'm trying to get the glare where it's not so bad. But that's the rock. I'll get it up here real close and see if it focuses. I don't think it will. But you can see that gold vein a little bit right there where the vug is and everything. Anyway, that's one of my favorite finds is that rock, and Hope you guys enjoyed, seeing a few of my finds. I found so many all over the years, it's hard to pick stuff out that I want to show people. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. And I want to thank you guys for coming. And we'll see you next time, hopefully next Wednesday. Don't forget, we're going to have to do this every Wednesday. I'm going to do this show. If nobody shows up, I end up talking to myself. So you guys show up and help me out. I sure do appreciate it.